Set production assistants stop working, not because they're bad at their job, but they stop getting called back because they're stressing people out and no one tells them why. So I'm gonna get into what it's really like to be a set PA, and these are things that no one really warns you about. If you've gotten to my video, I'm pretty sure you've done other research. You've probably seen a couple other videos or maybe talked to some people in the industry, and they're always going to tell you, make sure you're on time, make sure you work hard, make sure you follow directions, and you could do all that perfectly. You could be super early, but you could still run the risk of not being called back to that production. And it has nothing to do with your work ethic. Being a set PA is not just about doing tasks. And I say in my set PA class, to all the trainees in there, I say every task is a test to make sure that they can trust you. And that is true. Like, listen, if you can handle the tasks and you get to the next level and the next level and the next level, great. But it's not just about tasks. It's about managing energy. On a film set, things are stressful. They need everything yesterday. Everything is always going to be a lot of moving parts or crazy boredom, right? But if you can be the person that can take that energy down and you are not adding to the stress, you're taking some of the stress away, that is the person you want to be. Your presence on set either is going to add to the stress or it's going to reduce the stress. Your job is to make everyone's job above you a little bit easier. You are there to make the job easier, a little less stressful, and a little bit more smooth. So it's not necessarily about the tasks that you're given, it is about how you're doing those tasks. Two people can do the same task. One will do it easier, the other one will do it harder. And production is going to remember the person who made it a little bit easier. A really noticeable thing with newer set PAs on set is they tend to get stressed when they are not utilized. So I talked about those parts of the day that, are chaotic, but then there's other parts of the day where there's not a lot going on and there's a long string of boredom that happens. What happens mentally to the set PA on set when they are not called upon during those slow moments, they're not the number one PA that's always been asked for on the walkie, they tend to get a little insecure. They start to second guess themselves and they're thinking like, why wasn't I called on to do this responsibility? You need to manage this. Manage that energy of like, why am I, and you start spiraling and you start stressing out, and people can sense that. People can see it. You have to make sure that you are managing your energy. Sometimes what ends up happening is you run into the realm of going way past helpful into annoying. And what do I mean by that? Where you could be wondering like, why am I not being utilized? So then you start asking your key PA or the ADs on set, like, hey, do you need anything? Can I get anything for you? Is there anything you need?
Ew, get off of me. That's it.
If they needed something, they would call on you. And there's something to be said of like falling back. And I know people are saying take initiative, but there's only so much initiative you can take, and there's only sometimes so much that can be done at that time. Now, if you're looking for something to kind of fill the time and maybe some busy work, I guess as a set PA, get a bunch of bottled waters and water the crew, meaning like handing out bottles of water is a really good way to still kind of keep busy and get some face time with people, or going to Crafty, asking anyone if they need anything for a Crafty. Those are kind of some of the things that you could do to fill the time, but don't get crazy with it. So with that, it's the awareness. Being self-aware of yourself. The self-awareness is one layer, but being aware of what's happening around you and how you're being perceived is a lot. And then I know that can build up, and that can be exhausting of being completely aware all the time. The pressure isn't necessarily the hours, it is the awareness that is needed to do the job for the amount of hours that you're on set. Going along with awareness, reading the room, good judgment goes a real long way. A lot of people are not good at reading the room. They may think that this is a good time to ask the director and DP who are having a really serious conversation what kind of thing they want in their coffee. It's not the right time, guys. So if you ever see the first AD director and the DP having this trifecta conversation, stay away. Stay very, very far away. That is not the time to interject unless it's some type of emergency or someone died. This is not the time to interject in that conversation. Timing of everything really matters. When to approach people, when to ask the question, because obviously as a set PA, you should be networking and talking to people. It's about having the right timing and judgment of when to do those things. I know that you could be very excited to be on your first set or new show or new feature film that you are just, oh my God, I cannot believe I got this job. I know you're excited, but we have to manage our enthusiasm. I don't want to say that you need to be serious all the time. I mean, we're making movies and some of these are basically a dream come true to work on, right? Let's just say you are a PA that is just like, oh my God, I'm ready to do all the things, and they gave you a bunch of tasks and you're like, yes, I'm gonna do it. And then you confirm and check, and it's like you're too much communication. Too much communication when it comes to the key PA and the ADs may be a little bit overwhelming for them. And the last thing you want is for the key PA and the AD to be overwhelmed by you, because they're going to remember that and they're like, this person is great, but they stress me out. So just keep that in mind. Asking questions. I welcome questions. And if you don't understand something, I want you to ask questions, especially if you are green and I know that you're green, a green set PA, meaning you're very, very new to film. I want you to ask the questions to make sure you understand what task I gave you. But if you're asking too many questions and you're asking constant questions and you're just not grasping, that can also be a little stressful. Also, there are some people on set who are like, I need to be in these people's faces. I need to be seen. I need to be visible. I need to make sure that people know I'm doing a good job. People can sense that desperation. People will catch on to that, and they're gonna get sick of you very, very quickly if you're always the one that's like, you know, you're jumping to every chance you get. So making sure that you manage that visibility need. Like, we all want to be seen and heard. I know, I understand, but sometimes it's not always gonna be your moment. Being calm on set is going to be remembered. If you can take chaos, if you can take this crazy ball of chaos, filter it through you to make somehow a smooth outcome, people remember you for that. And I talk about all of this in my set PA class. I do 2 or 3 times a year, very limited space. So if you're trying to know what a set PA does, how to be a dope set PA, and also how to be a good set PA so you don't stay a set PA and move up in the film industry, this class is for you. But if you are like trying to figure out what the nuances are, it's definitely in this class. So if that is something that you're interested in, the links are going to be below for you. Being a set PA is not easy. It was my life for many, many years. And there's a lot of subtleties. There's a lot of nuances to being a set PA. And I know when you're on your first couple of sets, or even me, sometimes when I'm on a new set, I just get really excited about what actor or director I get to work with. But you may be super excited and eager, and your enthusiasm is an all-time high. I get that. But it's not about how eager you are that's going to get you to your next set. It's going to be about how easy you are to work with. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you have any advice for this community, definitely leave that in the comments as well. Hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. That is it for now, and I shall see you next time.